Hey, what is going on, guys? It is the SMT. Thanks for tuning in to watch this edition of the SMT YouTube channel. Today, it's all about T-Mobile, the T-Mobile network integration. Tons of good news to report. A lot of stuff that really, I think, closes the gap between T-Mobile and its competitors. In a lot of ways, the network has a lot of catching up to do, and it looks like the gaps could be closing, which is great for competition and great for T-Mobile. All right, so I've already kind of reported on some of this stuff, but there's a lot of details that are new and things that are going to indicate what's to come for the rest of 2020. Before I get into today's content, please do check out the links in the description box. The SMT Patreon page link is there. We also have the second channel, Sneed Mobile Tech live streams, the Twitter handle at Sneed Tech, and the invite code for Megadon.net, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, no tracking. Megadon.net. All right, so I've already reported on, the different results and the tests that people are sharing with me, indicating that they are Sprint customers that are getting access to elements of the T-Mobile network. So it's currently kind of a testing situation. I don't really want to call it anything other than that. While the access is official, the access is technically testing. So I've already kind of indicated some of that in the previous video. I'll link that, and put an end card to it at the end of this video for you to check out. But we've got additional speed tests and screen shares that have been provided. We're getting sites in Canton, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, Las Vegas, Nevada has just been added. People are saying that they're connecting to 3 carrier aggregation on T-Mobile with 2 Band 66 carriers and a Band 71, and speed tests exceeding 100 megabits per second on the downlink, 20 on the uplink. We've got all types of markets in Alabama, Westchester, PA, Metro, DC, Des Moines, Iowa, not just Des Moines, but also places like Macavia, Bloomfield, Unionville, and Moulton. I mean, there are tons of locations that are getting tons of access. Multi-carrier aggregation, LA, Los Angeles, California, we're getting reports out of there. So it is in full swing. There's some emerging talk in the rumor mill that is indicating a possible over-the-air update that could come, which balances Sprint and T-Mobile priority for Sprint customers. That would be an interesting update to see. I'll have to look around and see to get some credibility on that. I'm not really sure, so I will follow up and let you guys know if that does materialize. Just a reminder that this is all technically experimental and testing connections. I don't want to report this as official connectivity because honestly it's not. It's still technically officially testing. So for the time being, just take it as such. Things could change in the future. The network integration could regress. It could take a step back. Maybe something major has to happen before they can, kind of fully integrate things. So, but it does appear that T-Mobile is cooking. The engineers are working very hard. I do want to give a big shout out to all the T-Mobile engineers making all this happen. I know it's a daunting task and they're doing their best and they're working really hard to get it done. Last video, I actually updated you guys on earnings reports from AT&T and Verizon that are up and coming this week. Just so you guys know, T-Mobile will not be doing their earnings report this week. Comes at a much later time, so I'll get that update to you guys when that does become available in terms of when they'll be holding that. The last little bit here, and it's highlighted on the screenshot here, DSS, Dynamic Spectrum Sharing. So Verizon's pretty much in a good position. They're all but assuring that their rollout of DSS is on its way. They obviously run Ericsson hardware completely through and through, and they also do all their software on that side. T-Mobile is kind of a mix. They do work with Ericsson, but they also do a lot with Nokia. And Nokia is a kind of a bit of a different take on DSS, which indicates what T-Mobile is going to be doing with this, with the company Nokia. So Ericsson and Verizon focus on LTE and 5G for DSS. Nokia is also doing 5G and 4G DSS, but they're also throwing in 2G and 3G into the fold. Remember in February when Neville, he's the lead technical officer over there for the network at T-Mobile, he was really bullish on DSS, saying it was not efficient, the bandwidth was, being compromised. He said there was too much loss and degradation. And I think what he was basically indicating is they weren't ready to do this based on the performance and how it operated with Band 71, specifically the 600 megahertz connection. So, he spoke to that degradation, the profound loss of bandwidth. Anyways, Verizon doesn't appear to be having this issue, neither is AT&T. So all that really had to happen was Neville had to see it get better from the Nokia side, and I think he was going to be all in, which I think is what they're doing here. Anyways, for those of you that don't know what DSS is, it stands for Dynamic Spectrum Sharing. Anyways, what it does is it uses spectrum pretty much on demand, whether it's for 4G LTE or 5G, as needed by users in real time on the network when they're connecting to the network. So if there's a demand to be using spectrum for 4G on 4G and LTE devices, it'll use the spectrum that way. If it's required for connections to 5G, it'll dynamically, fluidly switch over for a 5G device. So the only issue really has been how efficient is the process, how much bandwidth will be degraded, and it looks like companies are starting to really make it a more efficient process. The nice thing about DSS, it eliminates the costly refarm process, where you take spectrum that was used for 2G, 3G, and 4G LTE, and you have to refarm it for 5G, which is very, very expensive, and this is probably going to save the companies like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. It's probably going to save them billions. Enabling 5G connections immediately and making it best use case in which you actually don't have to provide new spectrum, but you can run pre-existing spectrum from other types of tech. Anyways, Nokia giving you access to 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G for DSS. And they're saying that they have extremely low latency performance in their RAN innovations. And of course, low latency is a huge requirement in 5G. Anyways, mass shipment and usage by July. I would say from the T-Mobile side, expect something by the end of the summer. I think that's more realistic. Anyways, my takeaways from all the news today. Number one, Nokia is closing the gap between them and Ericsson. I also think number two, T-Mobile is closing the gap with Verizon on DSS, which is great. It's a 5G element, so it's important. And I think number three, anticipate continued usage of 2G and 3G with the new T-Mobile network. I'm personally frustrated with it. I know some people don't care and they're like, whatever, but I'm ready to move on. I'm done with all the 1X, 2G, 3G stuff. That's enough of that. I'm ready. Just give me LTE and then give me 5G and NR. You guys let me know what you think of these items here in this update. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Any of the news topics that I brought up, your take, your perceptions, your perspective, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Drop me a line in the comment section. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to help out the channel, what you could do for me is like this video and share it to your favorite social medias. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for that. Also, if it's your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button and then also activate that bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And also, if you want to hang around and watch some other stuff, here are some other videos for you to check out. Thank you so much in advance for that. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm the SMT, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.